I was 7 months pregnant when I learned that the people closest to you can hurt you the most. My name is Grace, 30 years old, and I had spent the last several years building up a dream to open my own eco-friendly cafe that focused on healthy snacks and allergy-safe options. I'd skipped vacations, eaten ramen more times than I can count, and worked 2 jobs to save up. By the time I was pregnant with my first child, I finally had about $42,000 saved in a high-yield account. Enough to start. My husband Nathan was incredibly supportive, but he had to travel a lot for work. My pregnancy wasn't easy, but I was hopeful. My younger cousin Melissa was living with us temporarily. She was 28, charming on the surface, but always a bit entitled. She said she was saving money after quitting her job, so I agreed to let her stay in our guest room for a few months. I thought I was helping family. One weekend, my sister organized a small baby shower for me at our house. Melissa helped set everything up, acted like she was so excited for me. Friends and family came, dropped off gifts, we had cupcakes and punch. It was a nice day. Melissa was floating around the house with her phone, stepping outside 4 calls, but I didn't think much of it. The next morning, I checked my bank account out of habit, like I always do on Sundays. At first I thought I typed the wrong password. My savings account balance showed $312.46. At first I froze. I shut the app, reopened it, refreshed 3 times. I started shaking. More than $40,000 was gone. Multiple transactions had been made, one large transfer to a personal checking account, 4 separate charges to a cruise company, 2 designer clothing websites, and something that looked like payment to a casino app. While I was still trying to process, Melissa came casually into the kitchen sipping coffee. I stared at her and managed to whisper, "Did you use my phone yesterday?" She smirked. Actually smirked. I will never forget how cold it felt. She shrugged and said, "Well, I needed the money a lot more than you." "Stop freaking out, Grace. You're married now, your husband makes good money. You're about to have a baby. That cafe was a fantasy anyway. Consider it a gift to me." My ears were ringing. I could barely stand. I called the bank, filed a fraud report, then called the police. Melissa looked annoyed, like I was the one being dramatic. I told her to pack her things and get out. She rolled her eyes and said, "Go ahead and try to prove it." The police came and asked questions. Melissa tried to act innocent until the officers asked her how payments for a luxury cruise and a gambling debt ended up under her name. She started stuttering. They found screen recordings from my banking app on her phone and screenshots of my account info. She was arrested on the spot. My aunt, her mother, screamed at me over the phone, saying I just ruined her daughter's life for a misunderstanding. My mother begged me to give her a second chance privately. Nathan told me not to back down. "You're about to be a mother," he said quietly. "Would you let someone do this to our daughter someday?" The next weeks were chaos. Melissa was released on bail, paid by her mother. She then started showing up at our house late at night, pounding on the door yelling that I was selfish, that I never cared about family. Nathan recorded everything. The police issued a restraining order. She violated it twice and was arrested again. Then she went online. She posted on Facebook calling me abusive, said the money was a loan for helping me design my cafe brand. She even faked screenshots. Some cousins believed her. Old friends unfriended me. She made a GoFundMe titled "Help Me Fight Financial Abuse," and raised over $3,000. We had it shut down through my lawyer. My heart felt broken, not because of the money, but because my own family chose lies over truth. Court lasted months. I was heavily pregnant through most of it. Melissa's lawyer tried to frame it as a civil dispute, a family disagreement over money. They claimed I had verbally given her permission. The judge wasn't fooled. Between the bank records, the recording, her gambling and shopping spree, her violated restraining order, she was charged with felony grand larceny. She took a plea deal, 90 days in county jail served on weekends, 3 years probation, and full restitution to me. She had to pay back every penny she stole. She cried in court. My aunt glared at me like I murdered her child. My uncle didn't even look at me. 1 year later. My daughter Emily just turned 1. She is healthy, beautiful, and my greatest joy. My cafe, now officially open under the name Greenleaf Cafe, is thriving. I couldn't open a full shop right away, but I started with a rented kitchen and home deliveries. Then things grew. I now employ 2 assistants and we're booked months ahead. My allergy-friendly muffins and vegan cakes are a hit with the local schools and moms groups. People love the story behind the cafe, a place built on resilience and clean food. Melissa has paid back around $5,900, always late. Her parents forced her to use her tax refund and savings to make payments. She lives back in her childhood bedroom. She lost her job after the company found out about her conviction. Her boyfriend left her. Her reputation is ruined. She still tells people I exaggerated and destroyed her entire life over a little help. At a recent family gathering, which I didn't attend, she apparently cried to relatives saying I made her a criminal for borrowing money. Some people still pity her. But many now keep their distance from her too. Because they finally saw the truth. Sometimes I think about whether pressing charges made me cold. Whether I ruined the relationship forever. Then I look at my daughter, sleeping peacefully in her crib, and remember. I'm teaching her that your voice matters, that boundaries matter, that no one has the right to take advantage of you, no matter who they are. Melissa made her choices. And I made mine. And I sleep with a clear conscience.